Okay, so it seems like this thing is on now. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to my Mythology Corner. First time doing this, so if I sound bad, I am sorry. So, basically, if you have not read the description for the video, basically what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be looking through different myths and tales from mythology and history, and basically I'm going to see what you guys think about it, and I'll give my opinions to it as well. So, without further ado, let's see which book that I have that we are going to look at today, or for now. Let's go with the classics and do Greek and Roman myths. So, the book that I'm going to be reading out of is this one right here. Oh, okay. Sorry, kind of new to using live on the phone. Excuse my trashy house. But Greek and Roman Myths by 451. I'm not sponsoring them, but they do own their own stuff. Just showing you what book I am reading the myths from. So this is just their version of it. And we're going to be looking into that today. Of course, it would probably help if I had viewers that were listening, wouldn't it? Let us begin. What's a good one? Excuse me. Okay, here we go. The first one we're going to look at is Chaos and the Nyx. At first, when all things lay in a great confused mass, the earth did not exist. Land, sea, and air were mixed up together, so that the earth was not solid. The sea was not fluid, nor the air transparent. Once this shapeless mass reigned a careless deity called Chaos, whose personal appearance could not be described, as there was no light by which he could be seen. Sounds like this guy just didn't want to be seen. Excuse me. He shared his throne with his wife, the dark goddess of night, named Nyx or Nox. Maybe she was poisonous like noxious gas. Whose black robes and still blacker countenance did not tend to enliven the surrounding gloom. Okay, so these guys were both very depressing. These two divinities... Crap, I just lost my place. These two divinities wearied of their power in the course of time and called their son Erebus, or Darkness, to their assistance. His first act was to dethrone and supplant Chaos, and then thinking he would be happier with a helpmeet, he married his own mother, Nyx. Oh, incest. Great start, right, guys? Of course, with our present views, this marriage was a heinous sin, But the ancients, who at first had no fixed laws, did not consider this union unsuitable, and recounted how Erebus and Nyx ruled over the chaotic world together until their two beautiful children, Aether, Light, and Hemera, Day, acting in concert, dethroned them and seized the supreme power. Okay, so they had incest children. Wonderful. And then they got dethroned by said incest children. But for some reason, the incest turned out to be okay. Hmm. Definitely interesting. Ow. Space illumined for the first time by their radiance revealed itself in all its uncouthness. Aether and Hemera carefully examined the confusion, saw its innumerable possibilities, and decided to evolve from it a thing of beauty. But quite conscious of the magnitude of such an undertaking and feeling that some assistance would be desirable, they summoned Eros, Amour, or Love, their own child, to their aid. More incest children. By their combined efforts, Pontus, the sea, and Gaia, Gay, Tellus, or Terra, as the earth was first called, were created. So, incest children had another incest child. Then they created the sea and the earth, threw them together, and there we go. In the beginning, the earth did not present the beautiful appearance that it does now. No trees waved their leafy branches on the hillsides, no flowers bloomed in the valleys, no grass grew on the plains, no birds flew through the air. All was silent, bare, and motionless. Eros, the first to perceive these deficiencies, seized his life-giving arrows and pierced the cold blossom. No, its bosom. And for some of you who actually know what bosom means, good for you. For everyone else that seems to have no idea what that means, big word, right? It means boobs. So there's that. But yeah, so he got his arrows and he pierced the cold boobs of the earth. Sounds wonderful, right? Immediately, the brown surface was covered with luxuriant verdure. I can't talk at all today. I'm sorry, guys. I had a rough day at work. Didn't really have enough sleep the night before, so still kind of tired. Sorry about that. Seemed to. God dang it. Birds of many colors flitted through the foliage. Or foliage. I said foliage for years. Foliage of the newborn forest trees. Animals of all kinds gamboled over the grassy plains, and swift darting fishes swam in the limpid streams. All was now life, joy, and motion. Ugh. Gaia, roused from her apathy, admired all that had already been done for her embellishment, and resolving to crown and complete the world so well begun, created again intelligent people, Uranus. People who think they're funny and really aren't, Uranus. Or heaven. See, I actually didn't know that one. I thought that, uh, I thought heaven was just heaven throughout the whole time. But apparently in Greek it was Uranus or Uranus. Whichever you prefer. So basically, quick rundown. Before everything was actually there, we had darkness controlled by two gods. They had a boy. Boy's like, what would make me happy? I'm gonna kill my dad, marry my mom, and have babies with her. So, all that happened. Seemed like everything was going okay. They had two kids. Well, two kids are like, it sucks like this. So, let's try and make it better. Dethrone mommy and daddy. They in turn take the throne, just like their dad did. Had an incest child of their own. Then created the earth and the sea. Well, that didn't seem to be good enough. So then, then Eros, their son, the incest son, double incest, decided, man, it looks so boring here. I'm gonna make it look good. Hey, Gara, watch out for the arrow in your ass. Wait, what? Ow! Ooh, I'm all pretty now. So yeah, there's that. So now, Earth's full of animals, got a ton of green stuff everywhere. Got your little fishies in the stream. You got your birds in the sky, in the forest, trees. And then you got everything else on the ground full of grass. So, everything seems to be going good, right? Well... No. Hold on. Let me see here. So apparently, the other creation myth that I'm looking at right here, this is a little different. Apparently, in this one, Erebus and Nyx and her child slash new husband made a giant egg. And that's where Eros came from, apparently. So, in this case, it wasn't double incest for Eros. It was only single incest, egg, then out pops Eros. So let's look into this. The Earth, thus created, was supposed by the ancients to be a disk instead of a sphere, as science has proved. The Greeks fancied that their country occupied a central position, and that Mount Olympus, a very high mountain, the mythological abode of their gods, was placed in the exact center. So, the exact center of the universe on a disc-shaped planet was Mount Olympus in Greece. Shocking. Their earth was divided into two equal parts by Pontus, the sea, equivalent to our Mediterranean and Black Seas, and all around it flowed the great river Oceanus. I'm pretty sure it's Oceanus. In a steady equable current, undisturbed by storm, from which the sea and all the rivers were supposed to derive their waters. The Greeks also imagined that the portion of the earth directly north of their country was inhabited by a fortunate race of men, the the Hyperboreans, who dwelt in continual bliss and enjoyed a never-ending springtime. Springtide, not springtime. Their homes were said to be inaccessible by land or by sea. They were exempt from disease, old age, and death. So you couldn't get to their homes by just walking up there, riding the old horse, and you couldn't get there from sailing a boat there. I kind of figured you wouldn't really be able to sail up there north with a boat, since, there were probably rivers going up there, but yeah, no. But then, exempt from disease, old age, and death. I want to know what they're on and where can I find some of it. Because I would love to not get sick ever again. Or grow old or die. Because death's kind of a biggie. Then again, I guess if I couldn't die, I'd be kind of depressed seeing everybody else that I know and love die, and I can't. That would really suck. Don't you guys think so? Mm. Okay. Let me look again here. And were so virtuous that the gods frequently visited them and even condescended to share their feasts and games. A people thus favored could not fail to be happy, and many were the songs in praise of their sunny land. So these guys were so awesome that Zeus is like, "Hey, guys, how you doing? Let's have a barbecue. Hermes, it's your turn to get the pig. Hera, damn it, why'd you drink all the wine again? Dionysus, how'd you already get drunk?" That just makes me think of the Percy Jackson movie. Dionysus got cursed by Zeus, where anytime he tries to drink wine, turns to water, and he's just like, there's a guy in Christian mythology that turns water into wine. He does the exact opposite of what this douchebag's doing to me. That's a real god. I mean, if you think about it, with the guy that drinking wine and getting drunk is kind of his thing, I bet it's a real pain in the ass not being able to do that. I know I would be miserable. South of Greece, also near the great river Oceanus, dwelt another nation, just as happy and virtuous as the Hyperboreans, the Ethiopians. They too often enjoyed the company of the gods, who shared their innocent pleasures with great delight. Okay, so the Ethiopians also got to chill with Zeus and them. So that's pretty cool. And far away on the shore of this same marvelous river, according to some mythologists, were the beautiful Isles of the Blessed. Now I know what you guys are thinking. It's not the one like, oh hey, have a blessed day. No, it's actually BLEST. I've never heard of that one, so don't go asking me. I haven't seen an explanation for that yet. A lot of this is actually new to me. So, well, not a lot, but the stuff that we've read so far is pretty new to me. And if my book will stay open, there we go. Were mortals who had led virtuous lives and had thus found favor in the sight of the gods, were transported without tasting of death and were where they enjoyed an eternity of bliss. These islands had sun, moon, and stars of their own, were never visited by the cold wintry winds that swept down from the north. Okay, so one, what? Two, the fuck? Why do they get all the cool shit? Why do they get to go to the land of milk and honey and the rest of us are just screwed? We gotta to go into damn Tartarus and hell, but these guys, they're like, oh no, we don't die, we just float up into the sky and go here instead. Like, seriously, what the hell? That's not fair. Alright, next one. Chaos, Erebus, and Nyx were deprived of their power by Aether and Hemera, who did not long enjoy the possession of the scepter, for Uranus and Gaia, more powerful than their progenitors, soon forced them to depart and began to reign in their stead. They had not dwelt long on the summit of Mount Olympus before they found themselves the parents of 12 gigantic children, the Titans, whose strength was such that their father Uranus greatly feared them. To prevent their ever making use of it against him, he seized them immediately after their birth, hurled them down into a dark abyss called Tartarus, and there chained them fast. Now, see, I'm used to the ones where, like, you guys know the Disney version. Zeus is like, oh, hey, guys. Boom. Electric cage your ass in the ocean. Can't come out until the stars are aligned. I mean, like, not completely like the Hercules movie. Actually, Heracles, but let's not split hairs, shall we? Sorry the camera is so shaky. I'm holding it up with my hand because it is also my phone. So let us continue. So, yeah, I remember this. Uranus, he was the first king. Or, well, he wasn't the first king. He's the first king of where we start to begin our Greek mythological story, from where a lot of people know about it. But, I was actually surprised about some of this. I didn't know some of this. This chasm was situated far under the earth, and Uranus knew that his 6 sons, Oceanus, Coeus, Creus, Hyperion, Iapetus and Cronus, as well as his 6 daughters, the Titanides, Ilia, Rhea, Thamus, Thetis, Mnemosyne, and Phoebe. Why the hell does everybody have such a complicated name and then we get to fucking Phoebe? Phoebe! Could not easily escape from its cavernous depths. The Titans did not long remain sole occupants of Tartarus, for one day the brazen doors were again thrown wide open to admit the Cyclops. Or Cyclopses? Cyclopsi? Who knows? Brontes, thunder, Steropes, lightning, and Argus, sheet lightning. 3 later born children of Uranus, whichever version you want to go with, and Gaia, who helped the Titans to make the darkness hideous with their incessant roaring for freedom. In due time, their number was increased by the 3 terrible Centimani, or 100-handed. Cotus. Okay, probably going to butcher this a little bit, but Briareus, I think is what it is. And guys. I'm not kidding, it's guys. Who were sent thither. Why can't they just say there? This was written in the 21st century. By Uranus to share their fate. Greatly dissatisfied with the treatment her children had received at their father's hands, Gaia remonstrated, but all in vain. Uranus would not grant her request to set the giants free, and whenever their muffled cries reached his ear, he trembled for his own safety. Man, even if he just heard his kids yelling, he was scared shitless. Angry beyond all expression, Gaia swore revenge and descended into Tartarus, where she urged the Titans to conspire against their father and attempt to wrest the scepter from his grasp. All listened attentively to the words of sedition, but none were courageous enough to carry out her plans except Cronus. Now remember this one, kids, because this one is important. The youngest of the Titans, more familiarly known as Saturn, or Time, who found confinement and chains peculiarly... Always screw up on this one. Peculiarly galling, and who hated his father for his cruelty. Gaia finally induced him to lay violent hands upon his sire. That means daddy. And after releasing him from his bonds, gave him a scythe. If you don't know what a scythe is, watch The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, or look at any Grim Reaper. That's his thing. And bade him be of good cheer and return victorious. So, in other words, a guy is like, okay kids, daddy was mean to you. Go beat the shit out of him. So they're like, okay, Mom. Who's going to do it? Who's going to beat the shit out of Dad? Absolute youngest is like, oh, well. Okay, little Kronos. Here's a very dangerous weapon. Go kick the shit out of your dad. Okay, Mommy. Thank you. And off we go. Thus armed and admonished, Cronus set forth, came upon his father unawares, defeated him, thanks to his extraordinary weapon, and after binding him fast, took possession of the vacant throne, intending to rule the universe forever. So, sneak attack. I can picture it now. I blinked on his name for a second. Ah, there we go. Uranus is just sitting in the throne like, wonder what I'm going to do today. Kronos quietly walking up to him from behind. Jump out from behind the throne. Gotcha, bitch! And Uranus is like, oh, what the fuck? Where did you come from? Kick the shit out of Daddy. Chained him up. And it's like, anybody else want the throne? No? Okay, my throne. Enraged at this insult, Uranus cursed his son and prophesied that a day would come when he too would be supplanted by his children and would suffer just punishment for his rebellion. So not only was Daddy pissed, he's like, you know what? Fuck you. Your kids are going to do the same thing. That's what I'm saying, and it's going to happen. So good luck with that. But Kronos is like, nah. And then release the Titans. Kronos paid no heed to his father's imprecations, but calmly proceeded to release the Titans, his brothers and sisters, who in their joy and gratitude to escape the dismal realm of Tartarus expressed their willingness to be ruled by him. Their satisfaction was complete, however, when he chose his own sister, Rhea, or Cybele, or Ops, for his consort. That means girlfriend, wife, or for all of you anime men out there, waifu. And assigned to each of the others some portion of the world to govern at will. To Oceanus and Thetis, for example, he gave charge over the ocean and all the rivers upon earth, while to Hyperion and Phoebe he entrusted the direction of the sun and moon, which the ancients supposed were daily driven across the sky in brilliant golden chariots. So there's that. Well, guys, it's been about 30 minutes. I think that would probably be a good stopping point for now. So, if you guys stopped by and I just didn't see you, I thank you for stopping by and watching my video. If not, and you are watching this off the live, thank you for watching it anyway. If you want to see me do this again, just like and subscribe, post a comment on if you want to keep doing Greek and Roman or if you want to go to something else. I'll try and see what I can do. So with that, I will bid you guys adieu and have a good night or good day, whichever time you decide to watch this. Bye.